Hey man, it's Kevin Smith and you're watching Flash Chat on WCCB Charlotte CW.
Welcome to Flash Chat. We are back. My voice is not, but we're gonna go on with the show. How about that, Kevin Smith? That was so cool. So much has happened since the last time we've done Flash Chat, which has only been, I think, about like 2 weeks. But my coworkers got a real good interview with Kevin Smith, who's directing. His episode's gonna air May 10th. It's the 21st episode of The Flash. So stay tuned for that. He had some good things to say, and like I don't even watch the video because he has some spoilers. So they're telling me about it. I'm like, don't tell me, I don't want to know. So we have that coming up for you. And then also last night we were at Good Bottle and we had a lot of fun hanging out, watching the Flash come back. And then also some people showed up to contain it because, as you know, Containment premiered last night at 9. On WCCB, Charlotte CW. Pretty cool show. I've seen the first 4 episodes. Definitely check it out. It's like Outbreak. There's no zombies, which I think everybody's waiting for a zombie to show up because of Walking Dead. It's not the same though, so it's different and fun. I want to welcome our guest today. You may recognize Kay because she was here just last week for the 100 chat. This is Kay Farmer, Freddie Dowdell. I got to make sure I say his name right because I say it wrong. And Jen Harris. And Kay is a big movie buff. So have you seen anything in the last week?
Last night I saw Snow White. No, it's not Snow White. Huntsman. These I can't remember what it's called, but with Emily Blunt. Yeah, just the Huntsman. Yeah. Because I feel like there's gonna be another one, so I feel like that's gonna be like a strand of them. But it was really good. Yeah. Definitely check it out if you get a chance.
Yes, I will. Well, I want to see that one. It looks cool, and the previews are always cool, and I always make mental notes and then forget. Yeah. Because that's just me. It's blonde. Freddie is a chef. And I don't know anything about this. This is very exciting to me. So what do you do? Tell me.
Well, right now I work at Lake Wally Elementary.
Yeah.
In the school cafeteria.
And are you trying to get the kids to explore their culinary experiences?
Yeah, they're used to eating what they want to eat, but try to get them to venture out a little bit. Yeah. It's fun.
Do you have like a favorite thing you make for them?
No. We have strict guidelines.
Oh, okay. Yeah, true. I want a chef. I always say, like, man, I'd eat really well if I had a chef. But left to me, it's pizza rolls. And we've got Jen Harris, she's my friend, and you may recognize her from former Flash Chats. She does graphically novel shoes and designs, and she has a pair on. I don't want to make her have to take them off unless you want to show.
I'll get really short.
Do it. Let's see it. They're really cool. She puts these awesome comic books on shoes, and you can find her on the Etsy shop, Be Graphically Novel, and also she's a dance instructor for Queen City Dance Out. Where can we find you if you want to dance with you?
In Matthews.
Okay, and what nights of the week?
I'm there on Mondays. Okay. I will soon be in Plaza Midwood on Tuesdays, but we're all over the city, and there are some other instructors that are also fun.
Yeah, there's some. I go there too, so I'm biased. Go to queencitydanceout.com if you want to find her. But this was a really cool episode, and I want to make sure I give a special thanks and shout out to Lance Osfresser. I want to make sure I say his name right. Lance Osfresser and the Flash and Flash Facts discussion group. It's the biggest Flash Facebook group, and thanks for letting me share on that page. You guys are pretty sweet, and I enjoy chatting with everybody. Lots of cool fan theories and facts on there, like things that I hadn't seen and things I haven't thought about before, so definitely check out that page. But big episode. Very Hunter Zolomon packed last night. So what do you guys think about the whole story with Hunter Zolomon and his, it kind of parallels Barry's mom. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I know for me, I thought it was really interesting because you've got like 2 kids who definitely could have gone the same way.
Right, exactly.
And in one instance, you have it where, the one guy he definitely saw his, his dad murder his mom. And you have Barry who, he was told that and he never believed it. Yeah. So it's just interesting seeing how, they had led, and now he said it, they led similar lives, but yet they went completely different ways. And so it brings the question, is there a chance that, if Barry didn't have, the people in his life, could he have, become?
Is there still, yes, and is there still goodness? And on a different Earth, maybe, is there badness in a Barry? That's curious. And this is a pretty cool scene where we see, I was gonna say Hannibal Lecter, because it's very Hannibal Lecter. We see Hunter Zolomon get his powers as kind of through the Flashpoint story from New 52. He's getting electric shock treatment because he's a bad murderer guy, and that was their solution. And the particle matter, the dark matter from the particle acceleration seeps into his evil soul. Couple questions I have though about this Mr. Zolomon character. So they say in it, you know, when Wells realizes who Hunter Zolom and that's who Jay Garrick has been this whole time, he's like, oh, he's recognizable by everyone on Earth too. But when he was Jay Garrick running around in his dad's murder costume, they didn't recognize him. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
There's something about the helmet.
Yes. Do you think it's a Clark Kent thing? Like,
probably.
If Freddie took off his glasses, we'd be like, where'd Freddie go?
I don't know. Like, there's no way.
I don't know. Maybe that. Because I feel like it could be like that. Like, you know, without his beard and without the hair, then he's a completely different person. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, you would think that, like, at least Harrison would recognize him and, like, hey, this guy, I know I know him from somewhere.
Right. You know, exactly. If Harrison said, like, everyone knows him, what's going on there?
You guys know.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Like,
that's crazy to me.
Like everyone else but you. So it's curious. And then it also begs the question, like, so he had fun pretending to be a hero. Why do it then? Why even do that? Like, do you have any theories on? My thought is, like, you know, do you think there's a chance that maybe he wants to get the, like, I know he wants the Speed Force to stay alive. Do you think that maybe he's trying to, there's still good in him and he's trying to go save his mom in the past, kind of like Barry was doing last year?
No.
No?
I think the Velocity 9 it's taken too much on him, and he's, like, you saw what happened, like, he's crazy.
I did, but you just never know. Things aren't always as they seem.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see, like, why pretend to be a hero? And it was really, like, sick once you realized he was wearing the outfit his dad wore.
But it could be, like, for me, I think it could be, like, kind of, like, I hate to say this, but daddy issues for him, because theoretically his father was a hero and then became, like, this bad guy because he murdered his mom. So maybe it's like, with him, it's like he's kind of, like, living his life vicariously through his father, doing the same thing. Like, I'm going to be a hero, but I'm really a bad guy.
That's true. It's a good point. But in this episode, we see that Barry is now using the tachyon device. And did you pick up that was when he had gone to Supergirl Land?
Yes.
Okay, you got it?
I did.
We had 1 out of 3. That's not bad.
like almost halfway through, and I was like, I feel like I missed something. And so I was like, did I? Like, did I miss an episode? And I was like,
you technically did. Yes. And I happened to have watched it, and I happened to have seen, I saw some interview with Andrew Kreisberg saying, you will know when he is, like, left and gone. And so I was kind of looking for it. Plus, he's got the tachyon device on. So who here watched the crossover?
I did.
We got 2, not Jen, that's okay. Jen was doing something else with her life that night, that is fine. But so, do you guys think the crossover was a little pointless, especially from the Flash's perspective?
Not necessarily.
No?
Well, because I called it from the beginning that it was going to be part of it.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just to introduce it. It's only season 1 for Supergirl. So
True.
just to say, you know, hey, she exists.
Yeah.
Maybe further down the line she'll come hang out.
Yeah, and I wanted to know, in that clip that we just saw, what color was Caitlin wearing? Blue again. I've been on, like, Caitlin outfit watch this whole season, and for a while after the Killer Frost episodes, she stopped wearing blue, and actually Jen is probably going to turn into Killer Jen Frost, and that's what I'm thinking now. But so we noticed that she's wearing blue again, and then we'll get to it. She gets kidnapped. A lot of questions there, but I think the Killer Frost is not gone. The breaches, so they figure out that they had to get back to Earth 2, they got to reopen a breach somehow. And, you know, well, first of all, it's interesting to me, and I want to see if anyone else notices this, how Barry has been figuring out, like, having little, like, revelations each episode. Check out this clip. I want you guys to watch this clip.
Come on, Wally, let me help you out. Plus, I got that mini fridge in the garage. You can use that, too, if you want.
Joe, I'm good, really.
All right.
Let me just put these in real quick.
Man, I can't figure that kid out sometimes. I wonder if his doppelganger is that complicated.
So 2 things here to notice. How come West dinner night is always where he, like, anytime Wally walks into dinner, Barry's like, I got it. I got the answer. And then he mentions Wally's doppelganger. What do you guys think about Wally's doppelganger? Do you think we haven't seen it on purpose? Is there one? Theories?
I mean, I definitely think there is one.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my idea of who I think, like, where I think they are, but And I'm just waiting. And I feel like that could be something that's going to be definitely coming up within the next couple of episodes.
Yeah. Especially since he got kidnapped for a little bit.
Exactly.
So who's your theory of where you think they are?
I feel like I hate to say this, but I feel like somehow he's working with Zoom, or he's doing something with Zoom. Like, I feel like he could be the guy in Iron Mask, but I feel like he's definitely somewhere like in Earth 2, and he's just like waiting out. Yeah. Like, and I almost feel like even like, if not that, then maybe even the Wally that's there now in Earth 1 could be the doppelganger. Like, maybe like, the reason why Barry's having all these like ideas is because he's like purposely like planting these things. He goes, interesting, let me think about that.
That's a good, man, girl, that would be really cool. I haven't heard that said before. That was deep, and I like that. So you heard here in Flash Chat, Kate thinks that this is not even Earth 1 Wally that we're seeing. It's true, he shows up out of the blue. Oh man. Okay, that's really cool. Now I'm like all thinking. So it's cool to see that Joe West and Wells kind of had coming to terms and agree that, you know, Barry shouldn't be going into these breaches. But if he does, can you please go with him? Because somebody needs to hold his hand, because Barry can be a little like emotionally responsive. But so the answer to getting there is vibing, which is cool that now we're seeing more of what Cisco's character vibe can do. But, so this is really cool, like how, I actually just love the effects of this, how he opens the breach and in the Patch Adams nightmare room, which is funny because I like Patch Adams. I went to Carolina and they shot that there. But you see here, he's trying to do it and then he gives up. And it's because he has a really interesting theory about, he doesn't want to tap into that dark side of the Force of whatever it is. So I wanted to play a clip from Cisco has a really cool Star Wars crossover explanation of why he gives up on trying to vibe to Earth 2. Check it out.
It's like right now I'm Anakin Skywalker. I've got the midi-chlorians, I've got the goods, but the Force is strong with me. That is something I can feel. But if I start opening breaches into other worlds, doing all this other crazy stuff Reverb was doing, then what if this is how I become Vader?
So Jen said that's her favorite part.
This is my favorite part of the whole episode.
We got a Star Wars fan. Do you think he will succumb to the dark side?
No, I don't think Barry's gonna let him.
True.
I don't think Caitlin will let him.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the team on Earth 1 is gonna let him become a bad guy.
I don't think, and there's a big underlying theme of friendship and family and that keeping people, you know, on the good side of the Force. My thought though, in this episode, was Barry a little too pushy, do you think, with trying to make him do it? Yeah, I thought so too. I was like, I mean, it's a little peer pressure-y, Barry, and I get it. I mean, it's for the greater good.
But you see what happens when he rushes things.
Yes.
It's the same result every time.
Every time. Well, they get themselves into more pickles.
Exactly.
And now Caitlin is gone. First Wally is gone, now Caitlin is gone. So that was a fun Easter egg, the whole, I don't think it's an Easter egg when it's so overt, but the whole dark side of the Force. And another interesting moment in the episode was that Iris is becoming kind of open to the idea, or she's developing a crush. Jen shook her head. Thoughts? What are you thinking?
I think it's ridiculous.
You do?
I do, a little bit. I think that after so long, Barry chased her, and then he's given up, and he's like, okay, I get it. It's not meant to be.
Yeah.
And now she's like, no, but I love you.
Yeah, it's like, I guess, always chasing. Check out this scene between Iris and Caitlin talking about her newfound desire to love Barry.
Are you okay? I don't know what I am. Last night I was supposed to go on a date. My first real date since Eddie died, but at the last second I couldn't do it.
Is that because of Eddie or because of Barry? I've noticed the way you've been looking at him recently.
Is it that obvious?
Only to a woman who's been through the same thing.
Poor Caitlin's like, not for me.
She's so jaded.
Maybe for you. Yeah, she can't. Man, she's doing good she's been through some stuff. I had a question though. First, do you think that Iris and Barry will have a moment the rest of the season? Do you think that we'll see anything like that?
I think they definitely will have a moment. I don't think they should though, because at this time I feel like she's pushing it too hard, and I feel like she's also using him as kind of like her reasoning as to why. She's like, well, she's not over the death of her fiance, of course, and so like she can use him as hers. Like, well, I'm supposed to be with him, so maybe that's why I can't, like, you know, find the right person.
Right.
But it's like It shouldn't. It's not going to happen. Give up.
And do you think that the time travel now, because Barry told her about the doppelgangers, which he wasn't supposed to do, is this one of those instances of traveling to Earth 2 or time travel affecting the current timeline?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that'll be for bad? Or probably for bad.
Probably.
That's good. It's a show, and the show must go on. But let's talk about time travel a second. Last week's episode, Flashback, was all about time travel, and then we came back to this one. I was like, oh, just kidding. We didn't address it. Where was Hartley Rathaway, or whatever his name is? What do you guys think about that? Do you think they will get to addressing the impact of it, or?
Well, remember he said that only Barry will know that there's changes. No one else will know.
That's true, but we will as the audience.
That's true.
And see them unfold. And Hartley wasn't there. And it would have been kind of a clutch time for him to help. Where'd he go? Is he just, I guess when he was still at dinner with his parents. I don't know.
They had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, they did. It was a buffet, 24-hour, all you can eat, calabash. So they didn't address the time travel, but, I think that I think something's going to happen later in the season.
They're going to bring Hartley back.
Yeah.
There was no point in giving him a whole second episode.
Yeah.
That's true.
If they're not going to bring him back.
And he's a cool character, and we like him.
And the whole bringing Ronnie up early.
Yes.
Because he definitely wasn't supposed to do that, so.
Yes.
That's going to have some
that will. There has been a theory from Carla Marsh from Heroes Aren't Hard to Find that maybe Ronnie is in the mask. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a pretty...
Unless he's gone blonde. And I say that because if you look at a clip, when they show the guy in a mask from behind, he's got like blonde hair, which is the only reason why.
Yes,
so that kind of upsets me with my Wally, like thinking it's Wally, but for that reason, I feel like it could be Eddie.
That's, you said that, and I'm going to show a graphic from that, we'll get there. And he is blonde. I did not notice that. We did the watch party, and I do not pay attention to detail. I was very good with the watch party. But it was cool to see, it was cool to, again, revisit the guy in the mask and see that he's still just tapping on glass. The whole Zoom and Barry fight, first of all, the effects, good job. Super cool fight. And it's kind of like Barry set the parent trap for it. I thought that was a cool term. So, what do you guys think about, like, Barry turning the tables? It's kind of like a whole bunch of table turning. He sets, like, this trap using his parents, because he knows, because this has happened to him. And the whole scene, like right before this happens, like we would have helped you. Do you think Zoom would have wanted to have friends help, or is he just too far gone?
Too far.
Too far. Yeah.
He's murdered about 23 people. They said.
Yeah.
Like at that point, I feel like there's no going back.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. And you can't lock up the darkness. Man, that was super crazy. So, and like I addressed this before, he wants the speed because he's dying, but there's got to be another reason there that is not just to keep him alive. I feel like there's some ulterior motive. And Wally was captured, so we agree that we don't think Wally is the guy in the mask, because there's a cool clip that one of my Twitter followers sent in saying, I don't think it is Wally that's in the mask because he's got blonde hair and the guy looks white. So I did not notice that. But do you think that this is some way that Wally is going to maybe get the Speed Force being captured here? You threw out that theory that maybe this is not even the right Earth Wally. Do you think that this is maybe how he's starting to get his force? Yes, no. We have a lot of head rolling.
I feel like I talk a lot. I think it definitely could be here because it could be something where they're taking the speed from him.
Yeah.
And in the process, Wally's like, now he's a speedster.
True.
Done.
I mean, he ran out of there. We didn't see him again. We don't know what's going on with him. He ran out of that room. Joe said go, gave him the keys, and he probably Formula One'd it home. And then Caitlin's being kidnapped. We didn't see the end of Killer Frost. We don't really know that she's met her demise. She probably has not. Do you think that Jay is taking, or not Jay, Zolomon is taking her out of that bit of love because maybe she reminds him of his mother, calling him a monster, but she's sweet? Or do you think he's going to do something kind of diabolical with her?
I mean, that could have been Killer Frost the whole time and we didn't know it.
That's true. Now we got all these theories. She wore a wig and she's actually Killer Frost. She put some contacts in. That would be cool. Yeah. So do you think we'll see her again this season?
I think so.
You think so? I'm curious. And last but not least, I want to know what your theories are of the man in the mask. who do we think the man in the mask is? Let's check out this clip, this graphic from Twitter. It'll show you the blonde hair, where you can see that it's like, I thought it was Wally from this episode, but look at that, he's got blonde hair. Yeah. And so it's not, I guess that rules out Wally, but it could be like a blonde Barry from Earth 3. It could be, where's the real Jay Garrick?
That's true, like where is Jay Garrick?
Who's that guy?
Who is this guy?
Who is he? Could be Eddie. He's blonde, and that's blonde enough it could be Henry Allen. But Twitter, the landslide vote is they think it's Jay Garrick from Earth 1, so whoever the real Jay Garrick is. Or maybe that guy sitting on the park bench, which they're calling Hunter Solomon, but it wasn't him, we know that now. But let's go ahead and look at the trailer for next week. We are back next week, and I think we're going solid all the way to the finale, May 24th, so check out the trailer.
First, Caitlin's taken. Now who else? Everybody's gonna realize sooner or later that I don't have my speed. I'm just a regular guy.
How are we gonna stop that guy?
The suit will only absorb one of Gray's punches. Anything more than that, you'll be like a piñata.
Please.
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Barry, you're never a regular guy to us. He's always so special in his heart. So, okay, any more theories on who's in the mask? That's like the biggest question. Apparently, I think Teddy Sears said we will not know until the finale. Bummer.
Such a long time.
Such a long time. Not that long. It'll fly by. It'll fly by in a flash. So keep watching, and we'll be back with Flash Chat. And if you'd like to come, we have some events coming up, and you can go and visit the street team and maybe get one of these cool Arrow shirts that I wore because all my Flash shirts are not clean. We're going to be at Bark at the Park at Rural Hill on April 30th. I got it this time. I've said the weirdest dates all the other times. And we are also, we're not probably going to be at this, but I will go because it's fun. Free comic book day at Heroes Aren't Hard to Find. That's coming up May 7th. And then we will be at this. The big finale viewing party is going to be at Heroes Aren't Hard to Find comic book store, and that's going to be Tuesday, May 24th. It'll be the finale of The Flash. And you can look for me coming up May 10th on CW Fan Talk. It's the show that streams on CWTV.com right before The Flash airs, and the guest is cool, and I know it, and I'm not allowed to say, but you're gonna want to tune in and watch. That's CWTV.com. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at JustWCCB for all your updates. And that is all from the Flash Chat today. Thanks for being here, guys. And I like to say happy flashing, even though that's wrong. Bye.